And this is Somerville Line. We here with Wally Sparks.
Shout out to
Special
everybody.
guest.
How y'all doing out there, man?
Okay, there it is. So, tell them who you are, Wally. Let's start with that.
Well, my name's Wally Sparks. I've been in this game for a while. I got over 65 mixtapes. I've been putting out mixtapes since the year of 2004. Self-taught, self-produced, engineered everything, mixed it. And recently I just put out this mixtape that I have the shirt on for, titled Block Boy. This will be the 65th installment that I put out. This one, this in particular album right here has 20 songs on it.
And you got a couple awards that came up in the game. Tell me a little bit about that.
Correct. I definitely got some awards. New England Urban Music Awards, to be exact. 2009. Won 2 awards for that on the same night.
Identify which county you're talking to. Yes.
Now, the first award that I won in particular night was for our television show, Best Production Company, which is called Air to the Streets TV. And later on in that same night, I won for Best Rap Male Award, 2009. Okay. So, yeah, been putting in some work. Before then, still to this day.
And where you from originally?
I'm from Cambridge, Mass.
Okay, and you've been doing this for how long now?
Like 2004 to 2019, I've been putting out tapes, but I've always been into the music. My whole family comes from a music background. My mom, my grandmother singing groups back then. Uncles are in bands right now. So it's really in the blood. But I'd have to say that I'm the first rapper. I've always had a passion for this since maybe, let's say, elementary school.
Okay, dope. So tell me a little bit more about, your struggle in this industry, trying to get on.
Well, really, it's tough around here, man, because what it is it's a tough support system out here. There's not really, per se, a record label in Boston or anywhere like that where someone could go particularly to try and get a deal and all that. They used to have Amalgam back in the day, but I'm in it for the love. I love to do this. This is really just what I do. It's all God's willing. If anything happens to strike off it, I'll be glad to take that.
So let's talk about some of the people you worked with.
Oh man, I've worked with a lot of people. For a couple names, Boston Zone, I've worked with Ed O.G. I've worked with Millie's.
Shout out to Millie's.
Big shout out to Millie's. He's doing big things.
Right.
I've worked with Sadat X. And I've worked with so many Boston artists. My man Auxilla, Bay Holla. The list goes
Shout
on.
out to Bay.
So the list is very long.
So tell me one of those mixtapes that flooded the street.
Man, I've been just flooding the streets with these mixtapes for so long. But my favorite mixtape, I think my favorite mixtape is mixtape number 49, titled Bills No Skills.
Cop that.
That's always been a favorite of mine.
Okay, where they can find that at?
That one's on datpiff.com and all that. I'm on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, and everything. But the older mixtapes, I wasn't really in tune with all the platforms yet. You know what I mean? The tune cores and all that. I wasn't sure how to get on, so I was just doing the regular mixtape sites and all that.
And you DJ'd for quite a while, right?
No, you know what? I'm not the DJ. Maybe I have me confused with, because there is a DJ, Wally Sparks.
Right. Now, we up on this Wally Sparks right now.
And we've chopped it up. Actually talked about doing a tape together. Because that'd be
dope. Wally and Wally, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's all love.
Okay. So tell me about your family background.
My family background, they're really supportive. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody in the family does music. From my grandmother to my mother, and then was in their groups, and it carried on through generations. My uncles, they're involved, and it's dope, man. My peoples have always been supportive of me, making my mixtapes and all that, and they're real happy about it and stuff. They just like that I'm doing something that keeps me out of trouble and all that.
So let's talk about that fact of what I consider to be a lack of unity among the artists here.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What do you think holds us back? Mass, not having a label, as you said, you know, and you look at Chicago and you look how long it takes everybody else to get on.
Right.
Shout out to Chicago, where I'm from.
Yes.
And tell me your feeling about that. What do you think is circumventing the opportunity to blow here?
Well, you know what? Like they say, man, this has been going around a long time about Boston. Is they say crabs in a barrel, crabs in a bucket. They say, you know, want to go up, they're pulling them down. But me personally, I can't really believe that too much, because if you're on your top game, no one's going to be able to pull you back. You know, so for the ones that kind of say that, I believe that maybe they're just not working hard enough, because it's clearly shown that there's people from out here that's doing big things, you know, like we said before. I see Millie's, he's from Cambridge as well. He's you know, he's on the road doing his thing, nothing stopping him. But another thing is, a lot of people don't have management, you know. That is the thing you need. Me being a man to wear many hats, it's common to find out that you can't do that all the time, you know. You need some other people to play their part. You play your part, and so forth. And I feel like there's not enough of that. And there's a lot of teams that come out, and then you see them breaking up after a while, because the thing I feel like the problem is everybody wants to be that rapper. Instead of maybe having a rapper, you got a promoter that got to do this. You got this guy to do this. At the end of the day, everyone's starting to rap. So it's like everyone's pushing themselves, and they're not focusing on the main interest. You know what I mean?
So what about, there's a few artists that I've seen up here, you know, now that's doing a few things. Brandy Blaze, there's Red Shades.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to my man Last Days.
Oh yeah, Last Days doing it.
And he takes it. He's in Florida. What do you think about the idea of everybody leaving Boston?
I think that
and actually getting an opportunity to get on and not being able to do so here.
I think that's fantastic, and that's the right move that the right people are making. You know, the people that are really serious about this, it's a lot of people's dreams, you know. Some people are scared to follow their dreams, but the ones that really, those guys you're saying, they go out, you know, they go to the Florida, they go here, they go here. Don't just live in one city and complain that your city is not supporting you. If that's the case, you know, you need to spread your wings, fly a little bit. Maybe your city's not showing you love, which is mostly the case. Most people is getting probably the least amount of love from their own city.
True.
Just for the crabs in a bucket thing, you know? A lot of people go out and they venture. Like, shout out to NBS. That's another clique out of Cambridge that I was inspired by, you know? And they're still rocking, flashing knuckles, you know? And they're always out the country. They're probably in China right now, but, you know, you got to go where the real fan base is, this real support system.
And what do you think about that overseas game? I see Edo and them do that a lot, you know, and that's what's happening.
That's this right here, too.
What do you think about that?
That's that big bread right there, that overseas. They love the music scene overseas, you know?
Right.
They love the hip-hop scene overseas and all that, you know what I mean? You got a lot of things going on. Battle rappers are taking it to the UK and all that. A lot of places, man.
So what about yourself? Going overseas, you focusing on that? You making any moves?
I'm not really focusing on that. My focus is not really on trying to blow or anything like that. I'm just doing this for the love. I'm doing this because this is just what I do. You feel me? If any opportunity came and I was blessed to get an opportunity, might just go take it. But I'm not going chasing. You know, there's a lot of people doing this. The game's really oversaturated, and it's like a 1 in a million chance that if you're really trying to blow up, it's gonna happen.
And who you look at collabing with? I mean, there's a lot of people out here to collab with, but you got a favorite? You got a focus?
You know what? No, you know what? I collaborated with a lot of people. You know, I honestly like to really focus on doing my own thing. You know, a lot of these recent projects I've been dropping have just been me solo. I have a lot of features and all that. A lot of people feel like, you know, I get this big feature, it's gonna pop off, but that's not the case. You know, And you gotta, I feel like you always gotta be able to show that you can carry your own on the song, you know, all the time. And a feature is cool, you know, but I don't look at, I collaborated with most of the people that I wanted to, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's dope if you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah, yeah, you know?
So what about, let's talk about the venues here and the opportunity that they give for, you know, for various artists to get into these venues. What do you think about the friendliness of that? Have you felt excluded from it, or they're not opening these venues, or they're not paying, you know?
Yeah, see, well, with the venues is another thing. You know, a lot of people, what they also say is, you know, people used to be mad at promoters and say, you know, they need to put us on. But everybody got to pay their share of money. Those promoters, they got to pay for the artists, maybe the venue, whoever else knows what they got to pay for, you know? So what they're doing, basically, they're giving tickets, you know? One promoter I always like to bring up his Leeds, because, I mean, on my come up, that's how I got down. I got up with Leeds Entertainment. He put me on the show to open up for big headliners, you know. I gave him whatever money he needed. I got the tickets. If I was able to make a profit off of it after I got him what I gave, it's all business.
So
basically what I'm trying to say. So if you want to get on a venue, all you have to do, I feel like, is just go talk to whoever's in charge of the bookings, because money's the answer to everything.
So what kind of advice would you give some of these young kids? I mean, we're dealing with an entirely different generation, right? And, you know, it's a I already know generation. It's not knocking them because they're trying to get on just like we got on. But what advice would you give them to help them, you know, be a little more motivated in who they should be talking to? And, you know, what can we do about holding some kind of sessions with them? Because I'm looking at all the artists that have had the opportunity here, that have gotten on, and figuring out how they can get into a room and actually hold classes that may be beneficial to these young cats that are looking at that.
That's a wonderful thing that would happen right there. But the thing is, right now, this internet, this social media, I feel like people just feel like they could put a joint on SoundCloud and this and that, and like we'll wake up the next day and someone's gonna call them. Like there's not that footwork that I'm used to. What I came up from, you know, it's missing the interaction, you know. CDs are really out the window, but, you know, coming up, that's where people would build and you would meet people on the street. You know, we'd go downtown. People got their CDs, you're chopping it up, passing them out, talking, getting networking, you know. My advice would be to get out there, you know, and do some real organic promotion, because everything's not on the internet.
So what's the platform that you would recommend?
If they are going on the internet, I would just say, you know, put yourself on, go sign up for TuneCore, you know. TuneCore is a site that you get on. A lot of people, they want to be on iTunes, Spotify. And knowledge is free, but not everybody is trying to give it for free, you know.
Sure.
So each one teach one. And just like my buddy told me a long time ago, check out the site TuneCore. You sign up for that for free, all right? $10 for a song, $30 for an album. Once you pay your way, your stuff is on the way to Spotify, iTunes, all the streaming platforms. But right now it's all about streaming platforms. So I tell everybody, you know, I mean, look, you trying to put your stuff out there, I recommend this site, you know. There's other sites, but I feel like TuneCore is more efficient. I've profited off it myself.
See, now there's a catcher. He profited off of it. Try to get with that profit. If the brother's telling you that's the way to profit, jump on that jewel.
I've profited off this, okay?
Definitely.
Like I said, it's free to sign up.
Definitely.
You know, it's not as long as a job application either.
So some of this right here, you know, one of the things is, you know, I was gone away, you know, innocently for 32. And so I want to try to touch on that. And my idea is, one of the things we work on, I shot a video from, you know, Massachusetts Correctional System, and this needs to go in so they can see that there's other opportunities, other things that are going on. But no one out here speaks directly to them. So when they come out here, they get in their grind, and when that doesn't work, they go back to what they know. So we have to advance this and get this into the prison, get Somerville Line into the prison, get, you know, what's the word into the prison.
Oh, yeah.
And getting there and perhaps getting some classes, some music classes, because they have so many different programs, bro, and they're not conducive to what these guys want to do. And you cannot stop someone else's dream and make it spectrum program, you know, learning about something that they could care less about.
Exactly.
So what would you say to the brothers in, you know, that are incarcerated? What would you say to them, some of the first steps they should do coming out? Maybe somebody they should contact. Maybe they should contact you. But what would you say you would want to, you know, I want you to direct it to them.
Okay.
And what would you tell the brothers incarcerated, you know, sitting in these maximum prisons, various gangs? What would you talk to them about and tell them, recommend that they do? Because there's a lot of good artists in there, beat makers, people that miss their shot. There's better Jordans in prison. I done seen them. They playing ball. They just missed their shot.
Yeah.
So rap with them. Talk to them.
Well, I recommend that, you know, while they in there and all that, you know, study up on the business side of things, definitely. You know what I mean? Read some books in there on the business side, because maybe you can, because there's a lot more jobs in this hip-hop than to just rapping. So maybe they was trying to do the rap thing, they in there, boom, boom. Maybe they can still do their rap, but if you do the business, now you can manage both of them. You know, read up on some stuff. Get some knowledge from some of the people on the outside, you know, because when they calling their peoples, they're going to keep their ear to the street for them, too. You know what I'm talking about? Telling them what's hip, what's the latest, what's going on. And like I said, there's several platforms online. So when you do get out and you want to pursue this, it's as easy as getting online. Maybe perhaps you can even get online from the inside somehow. You know,
yeah,
and you
we're gonna cut that somehow thing. You know what I mean? Because if they online in there, they definitely don't want to be discussing that. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It happens.
I just know people that been there.
Yeah, well, I've been there. You know,
but
so.
they can hit my line. How about that? They can hit the line.
How about that? Hit his line.
We can hit the phone line, and then, you know, you can always get some jewels from the ones that are out here. You know.
So I want to create an opportunity for you. So I started the first community meetings in the prison, bringing Minister Randy, then, you know, Pastor Dickinson, you know, so many people.
Okay.
Ayanna Presley, before you knew who Ayanna Presley was. And I would host community meetings so that people would come in and we would see these people are real people. I want to set it up to invite you to go in and talk to those brothers.
I would be down for that.
Okay, you heard him. He'd be down for that.
I would be down for that. You know, people, you know, I've done my thing, and, you know, a lot of people that was in prison before and in jail and stuff, they told me that, you know, the TV show, The Edge to the Streets that I do, they was rocking with it in the beginning. Now, I never been in, so I didn't know that they was able to watch TV and all that. Right. You know what I'm talking about? But some of my people that was locked down in Boston, they said I was peeping your show from the outside, and that was helping me through my joint. You know what I mean? You real, and I was having some conversations with several Boston people, you know, and a lot of people are familiar with each other. So some people may have been family members, friends, and they appreciated the show.
So
and,
tell me a little more about your show to get back to you. Tell me a little bit more about the show you were doing.
Well, the show I'm doing, I was doing it before, and I just started doing it again right now. It's titled Edge to the Streets. Now, that show was created by myself and my friend Frankie Blanco. He's actually the one that brought the idea. He's the man behind the camera. He was doing the filming. I was the host. He was setting stuff up, cameraman. And we started that together. And on Cambridge Access, CCTV, every Friday I do a show from 2 to 3 p.m., 1 hour interviews. I've been having mostly artists on. But the show is, I like to call it a conversational piece, you know what I mean? Get in there, build, chop it up. Not too much pressure. You know, I got an episode coming tomorrow. Been grateful enough to have a guest every show, you know. I haven't had to go in there by myself yet.
It can happen.
Oh, it can happen. It can happen.
Right.
I was left with that, but, you know, I can talk a lot. I'm long-winded, so I got a lot to talk about. So if they do leave, but I'll tell you right now, it's a lot different doing it on TV, trying to hold that time. It's not. I'll be on Facebook Live all the time.
Right.
You know, people's writing stuff on the screen. you always got something to talk about because somebody's saying something. But when they leave you alone in there, whew, you got to wing it. But thank God for I can play videos on there, you know?
Okay.
It's a little trick. If y'all could play videos and you're doing interviews, don't get too much pressure on yourself. Just think real quick. Put a video on and think what you're going to talk about when you come back.
I think the brother here said another Jew. Another Jew.
All right, that's a little TV tidbit right there.
Right.
Host to host.
Host to host.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's how I got to go down. You So what's up and coming for you right now? I mean, what's in the horizon in the next 2 months? You know, for the summer.
Well, 2019 has been. You know, I'm picking myself back up to my blueprint and all that. So I'm feeling the notion coming back, and I'm looking to do a couple maybe performances and all that. Step back out, you know, do it for the city. Just turn up, have a good time. I don't really have any specific goals. I just love what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep on putting out mixtapes, and hopefully mixtape number 100. You know,
is the one.
That thing will come quicker than, you know what I mean?
I'm an advocate of comeback. You know, 32 years being gone, that's a comeback. I have a little joke that I say I came back before Jesus. No disrespect to Jesus, but you know, came back. You part of that talking about comeback means that at some point you hit a point where this gets to be too much, or it's a distraction, or people are not participating. Tell me a little bit about that and how you came back. You know, what do you do to come out of that rut when you feel like people are not participating, people are not helping you, avenues are not coming your way? Tell me about, you know, being down and coming up is just as important.
Exactly. Well, being in this game for so long and doing, you know, all the do's and crossing all the barriers in the road and stuff, sometimes you can start to get discouraged because you're like, what's going on with this? Sometimes you might be like, I've been doing this for a long time, I want to get paid, all that crap comes in. You know, there be negative energy in the air, people feuding, this whole bunch of this and that. And that could cause you to sit here and say, you know what, I'm just going to rest back a little bit because there's too much wild things going on out here. But then you have to pick yourself back up and you got to realize, look, hold on. This stuff shouldn't be a problem for me to keep moving, because when I first started doing this with my homeboys just on the corner and all that, we doing this for the love. So sometimes things can get in the way. Like they say, when the money comes, things changes. I'm not going to say like money came like big bread, but just getting a little, like I said, profit, somehow mentally in my head started making me think a little different. Like, I'm seeing some money now. Maybe I could be a little more, you know, aggressive with what I want and I deserve, this money and all that. But that's not from the heart. You feel what I'm talking about? If the money comes, the money's going to come. Like when that money came, that profit, I wasn't expecting it, you know? It came out the cut like a rainy day, you know?
So one of the things that, well, we're gonna go into, we got a few, you know, but I wanted to try to talk about this in brief, and I do bring it back to these kids out here that are killing each other. You know, we just lost a young girl recently. You know, shout out to that family as well. And brothers are just doing all kinds of mysterious things. And I've been with them from Aaron Hernandez on down. In that 32 years, I've seen the worst of the worst, right? And you get an idea of their thinking. So we talked about a concept, me and a couple of brothers incarcerated, and my idea was that they say that they invest so much money into the same thing over and over about crime prevention. They make the people out here think they're safe. They make the people out here think that, you know, hey, we're spending $3 million on stopping crime, and then we right back to the same thing the next year. If it's not the father, now it's the son, and now it's the son of the son, right? So what do you think about the idea of getting a collective group of artists together and making a move to the mayor's office and going to them and telling them, we don't have a label here in Massachusetts, but here's what we want to do. And if you fund us as crime prevention, and knowing that most of these kids want to do music and they're listening to rap, what do you think about that?
I think that's fantastic. Like I said, hey, man, I did my little crap. And when I was younger coming up, as soon as I got my music equipment, I didn't get arrested again. So, I mean, I feel like if there's some programs in here, maybe, like you said, you know, teaching a couple things, dropping a couple jewels, and maybe even having a couple recording things going on. I mean, when I went to high school, they had what they called the sync lab. And you could go down there and you could make songs and beats and stuff, you know?
Right.
So they need to have a center, like they got youth centers, but they need an adult center. You know what I mean?
Right.
I believe, because a lot of people love this music, you know? And I feel like nothing like a peaceful thing like music and a blunt.
So let's go back before we come off air. Let's just talk about where we can find you, make sure we get your information. We with Wally Sparks, let Wally Sparks run it down, how to get to him. Holla at him, man. Tell the people where to get you, because that's what's going to be important. We're going to follow it with that joint thing. He's going in the joint. But go ahead.
I'm going to the joint.
He's going to the joint.
All right, so my name is Wally Sparks. You guys can find me on all social media platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal. I have Facebook at Wally Sparks. I'm on Instagram, Wally_Sparks 617. I have a YouTube page, a few YouTube pages, all right? Now, the YouTube page with the visuals is WallyTube 101. That's WALLYTUBE 101. Then I have Wally Vault, and I have Ear to the Streets TV on YouTube. Google me, I'm Googleable.
If you don't know, now you know. What's the word? All right, good.
Everybody's talking, huh? That's all right. Keep talking. I'm gonna give y'all something to talk about for real. I'm surrounded by devils, but if God is my word, diamonds and furs, living is all I want in this world. Harder to earn, I feel it, so I relax when they drive. Silk linen, pretty women, now I'm staying alive, avoiding the high. I can't cause they loving the flow. Gazelle frames, Adidas sneakers, now I'm ready to go. I late nights on red flights, got a bubble to show. Half now, banging crowd, now they saying it loud, loud.
Conscious, and even when I rest, I'm blessed to see the most beautiful images since God's kid. No subliminal God's kid. And I see visions, premonitions of where gods live. I practice humility. No matter what you do to me, I shall not be moved. The spirit in me move in unity. You can see the strength in me as he strengthens me for devastated states. In comparison, the world we live in is featherweight. My physical attributes are most beautiful. I am God's child. I can see the sunshine when God smiles, and when God speaks, I listen. When I speak, they listen, and when they speak, it's usually of the way they see me living. Don't blink, don't think. Your opinions do not move me. Don't blink, just watch as I give you something to talk about, without thinking that this is something you've ever thought about. Who am I? Who am I? Really? Really? Really?
Keeping it low, breeze my flow, then move on. Dreams of fame, taking trip, going abroad. World trade, I'm paid, hoping never to bomb. Don't lust cars or jewels, women's of live things like big diamonds. Sitting on gold rings, that life so frivolous. Like Desi R's ridiculous, my dreams, I'm living it. So I snore when I dream, so I know why y'all talk about me.
I am the prototype for those who like righteousness. Writing this is like my rite of passage, and they mad cause they can't master this. I am my only competition, and more than confident. I only wish these cats would listen, but instead they pay attention to what I see. What I see is a room full of gossipers, preposterous. It's not the way we ought to live. A room full of gossipers, preposterous. It's not the way we ought to live.
People are supposed to talk, so let them talk. If they're not talking, you ain't even doing it right. So make sure whatever you're doing, give them something to talk about.
Scott. What if? Trey from all this craziness going on around the world. How about if things were different? Martin Luther King.
What if hip-hop never existed? Do you think there'd be as many people screaming out, stop snitching? What if Adam and Eve ain't eat the fruit? You think we'd be able to see the truth? Or what if Albert Einstein didn't think of the nuke? Or Smith & Wesson didn't teach us to shoot? Do you think there'd be as many plays made if there was no boost? Matter of fact, what if white men hung off a noose? Would it still be cool to say nigga? Or maybe we would make six figures? Or would we wanna be crackers? And all the whites would be rappers. What if Martin Luther King survived? You think FEMA's response to Katrina would have caused him to drop and die? I wonder what if and see what is. Stand back from the picture and ask yourself why? What if life wasn't all that you thought?
What if?
What if everything you knew was gone?
What if?
What if we switched the rights and wrongs? You think it changed the route to the road we on?
I don't know.
What if life wasn't all that you thought?
What if?
What if everything you knew was gone?
What if?
What if we switched the rights and wrongs? You think it changed the route to the road we on? Hold on. If Mitt Romney won the election instead of Obama, you think problems would still be blamed on the press? Be honest, you think those cops would be gone as if that officer ain't choose to lay hands on Eric Garner? What if my Uncle Az was raised in the burbs? You think I would've stayed home instead of play on the curb? If Christopher Wallace never got murked, how much money would Sean Carter be worth? What if Tupac never got hit with the flame? Would the game still have change filled with these lames? What if Trayvon Martin walked down another street? What if them shots Malcolm sent never hit Zeke? Pipe down, what if them bullets miss Mike Brown? Or them Boston bombers didn't hit my town? The powers that be will raise an eyebrow, say la vie, but living to make you cry out. What if? What if life wasn't all that you thought?
What if?
What if everything you knew was gone?
What if?
What if we switched the rights and wrongs? You think it changed the route to the road we on?
I don't know.
What if life wasn't all that you thought?
What if?
What if everything you knew was gone?
What if?
What if we switched the rights and wrongs? You think it changed the route to the road we on? If
I
Malcolm
don't
X
know.
survived all them shots that hit him, you think he stopped fighting for black equality and start killing? What if the government told the truth instead of abortion? The cigarettes and other evil kingdoms didn't endorse them. If Bill Gates was another abortion, you think artists would make more than this minuscule portion? What if them 9/11 flights they leave from Boston and Bart didn't take Oscar Grant from his daughter? What if French couldn't speak from that shot to the dome? Who you think would be on hooks if Max B was home? What if there was no such place as McDonald's or BK? You think more dudes would look like Arnold? If Mike Jackson never joined the Five, you think he'd still be misunderstood or hurting inside? What if Big L got clapped but he survived? Or 50 Cent got shot 9 times and then he died? What if blacks didn't get locked on the rag? Matter of fact, what if Jordan was born with no legs? What if Satan and God ain't have beef? You think maybe this earth would be at peace? At least try to see what it could have been. It hurts sometimes seeing what it should have been. But we write our own stories, time is money. And it's costing me cause every second alters the future. Live cautiously. What if life wasn't all that you thought?
What if?
What if everything you knew was gone?
What if?
What if we switched the rights and wrongs? You think it changed the route to the road we on?
I don't know.
What if life wasn't all that you thought?
What if?
What if everything you knew was gone?
What if?
What if we switched the rights and wrongs? You think it changed the route to the road we on?
I don't know.
and I want to touch the essence, you know what I'm saying, where hip hop is involved and everything that I've lived, you know what I mean? So she was the perfect pick at the time. So family and everybody gathered and we started pushing from there. So from about 2015, we've been pushing.
So in that same angle that we're talking about right now,
Yeah.
the same you did for her, how would other young brothers be able to make, you know, we got a Wally Sparks here and you get to know each other. How would other people be able to connect with you and learn?
Well,
you know what I
she's
mean?
not
Maybe
the
you
only
could tutor
one.
online.
She's not the only one that we have. You know what I'm saying? During the process, you know, so I've met G-Mac, who's performing with us tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Very manageable young man, been through his, you know what I'm saying, and he's growing. You know what I mean? And like I said, for him and her and any other young person that's trying to do it, first of all, it's like dedication to it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, because there's social media has changed the game. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, social media has changed the game from when we used to jump. Canibus is over there. He's the weakness. We used to have to jump on the chitlin circuit. You know what I'm saying? And hit every club. You know, we didn't have no Facebook, no Twitter, no none of that. You know what I mean? You had to go face to face with the people. You know what I'm saying? And build your name from there. Now people get popular on social media and they blow up overnight. We know, you know what I'm saying, not saying everybody, because you do have some that God has blessed and put them in a position, whether it be so-and-so or whatever, you know what I mean? But you do have some stuff out there that makes no damn sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So, in that essence, you know what I'm saying, we you know what I'm saying, we came together and decided, yo, man, let's just do this, you know, without the long talking, you know what I'm saying? We just doing it.
And being a legend, man, but I'm not going to get off of this right here. You know, I sat there and listened to Mr. Can. I bust, and more than he know, in the joint, we with that flow. When you locked in there, you're locked into the music. You don't listen to music like nobody else.
Canibus is a god.
Why not say that, man? Why not say that? You know what I mean? Why not say that? So tell me how, you know, you two came together, man, and just really, really got in tune. Tell me that story. I mean, everybody gonna want to know that.
I've been a fan of Canibus, and I don't know nobody here that probably ain't. You know what I'm saying? Since, you know what I mean? Because I'm a born Jamaican. You know what I mean? And from the time I found out he was also a born Jamaican, I'm a military vet. He's a military vet. It's like.
See, I don't know if a lot of us know that, man. Canibus, a military vet.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's be easy out here on these streets with
our
Canibus.
walks of life, you know what I'm saying, has always been like intertwined without even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? And he has heard of me. I mean, I don't have the status Canibus have. I mean, I look up to this dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real. I ain't D-writing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when it comes to MCs, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's not fool ourselves. You know what I mean? So, therefore, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, our lives have always been intertwined. You know what I mean? So, he's heard of me, I've heard of him, because I've been in the industry, you know what I'm saying? I've been on Def Jam and so on and so forth. So, you know what I mean? It just happened that we have mutual friends who we've been linked to for years, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know, so basically talk without me, you know what I'm saying, like meeting up, you know what I'm saying, and just kept talking, kept communicating, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And as yardis, you know what I'm saying, it's like kindred spirits. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy to build, talk, you know what I'm saying? Not even on no music thing, just regular life, about Jamaica. Things that, you know what I'm saying, the regular people wouldn't understand unless you come from that island, you know what I'm saying? So with that, you know what I'm saying, after a while we start masterminding behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? And it's been a long time coming. In fact, you know what I'm saying, my label, Affiliate Music, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna help me with that, you know what I'm saying? I can announce that on the air, you know what I'm saying? Canibus is officially, you know what I'm saying, my brother. We working together, we building something, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, even this conversation about this label thing has been going on for like a year. You know what I'm saying? So we decided, yo, why not? Let's do some Jamaican thing, bro. We Jamaicans, you know what I'm saying? You know, he has paid his dues, definitely. He's contributed to the culture enormously. You know what I'm saying? He has his ups and downs like any other man, you know what I'm saying? And you got to give that man all the props in the world for still being in the game. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we decided to combine our minds. You know what I'm saying? Here, you know, my little, you know, mind flickering and his clout, you know what I'm saying? Because that's Canibus. You know, Canibus. You know what I'm saying? We
did bust.
Yeah, we.
You know what I'm saying? It did bust.
We building something, man. See what I'm saying? So with the Caribbean vibes in mind, you know what I'm saying? The Caribbean Connection tour came to mind. We got Sean Michelonis, you know what I'm saying? And a whole team surrounding us, you know what I'm saying? That wants to do the job, you know what I'm saying? And want to help us get some stuff done. So that's where we at right now. You know, it's just good love, good vibes. You know what I mean? And some upman OG flex. See me? And you know you're going to get good music because we know what we're doing.
Right. We definitely want good music. We know we're going to get good music from Mr. Buster.
Real.
That's going to happen for both of y'all. So tell me, man, you know, and I have to go this way. You know, for me, you know, I think you heard me say prior to Wally Sparks here, you know, I was gone a long time, 32 years. So in the pen, we're paying attention. But there are a lot of brothers and sisters. Let me not leave out the sisters. We got Framingham prisons and prisons. You know, we're going to a major conference in, you know, here in April in a couple of weeks. And we had 200 innocent men all at one conference last year and didn't even get the publicity that people don't even know that there were 200 of us there. And you had Asian, black, Spanish, white, whatever it was, you know, Cuban, whatever it was. So I impose this question to you. What would you tell the brothers? And I want you to talk directly to them that's incarcerated, that are, have a dream to do this music, you know, and they coming home. And I mean, I watch them write. You got brothers in there with books written up of rhymes, and you know, some of them are just, you know, singers and just good, bro. Right? What would you tell them, man, to do coming out here?
All right, good point. Because he asked me this before, you know what I'm saying. But that good weed I smoke, you know, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, they start, you know what I mean. All right. What advice I'd give to young brothers? Like I was saying before, you know what I'm saying. I got sidetracked. Dedication, you know what I'm saying, to what you do and what you love is first and foremost. It's like having a job, you know what I'm saying? It's like having a job. You know that job, you know what I'm saying, is going to feed your family. If you don't work, you know what I'm saying, you won't eat. You got to have that same mindset, you know what I mean? And since nothing is, you know what I'm saying, nothing is going, the social media, like I said, has messed everything up. So you got to go into this practical. You can't go about it like a dreamer because you got a million dreamers dreaming just like you. And of course, in anything, it's sometimes who you know what I'm saying, and what you know. You know what I mean? So you got to educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because, and everybody ain't going to win. You know what I mean? But you got to know when you quit because only the quitters are going to fail. You know what I mean? It's a tricky thing, you know what I'm saying? And there's no guarantee, you know what I mean, to do no one like saying, yo, this is a sure way to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I would tell you personally, dedication for one, you know what I'm saying, and love for it. Because if you're just watching TV going, I want to be a star and think you're going to jump up one day and be a star, bruh.
Dream.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But if you really believe in a dream, it's just like anything else. Like I said, if you got to pay your bills, you're going to work. You know what I'm saying? So if you want that, you're going to go get it. You know what I mean? That's the best advice I could give.
Well, that's clear cut, right? Everybody
That's real.
That's real.
That's real.
Wally hit
you know
on
what I'm
that
saying?
as well.
Educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yourself,
from the you're going to need everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't, even if you're old school, you can't say, well, I don't need social media. You're going to need it. You know what I mean? You got to educate yourself on what the young ones are doing. You know what I mean? You can't even shun them. You know what I'm saying? You got to almost embrace them and learn from them. You know what I'm saying? We quick as OGs to, you know, kick off the youngins and go, yo, I don't like the music they doing. Yeah, they get me mad sometime too. But you know what? The OGs from our time, we made mistakes, and some of the mistakes we made is because they didn't stop to say, youngin, don't do that. You see what I'm saying? So we got to take that in mind. You know what I'm saying? When you see them making moves, don't just down them. You feel me? Give them a helping hand by showing them another way. You feel me? Like, that's in anything, though. You feel me, rude boy? That's in anything, man.
Before we talk about this music, man, I'm going to say what's up to Canibus again, remind you that he's here. You know, and you'll get a chance to see him rock. Now, that's exclusive to see them rock. Matter of fact, stop the show. You know what I mean? We're gonna see them rock. But let's see if we can get something we don't know about these two guys. Fun night. Maybe we can get an exclusive. What would you tell us about these two?
Well, I just met Canibus today, right?
Okay.
This is them all day. Look at this. You can't even get a word in there with them. They just linked up like if they were already like brothers forever. Like, yeah, and they're cool. Both
That's
of them.
what's gonna make the label dope. Right?
That's true.
It's good vibes, man. It's up, man. Energy.
So tell us a little bit about, because I want to try to get to this, and I want Time Man to let me know how much time we got so we can know which to put on. But we're going to start with you, I believe. Isn't that something? But why don't you just tell me a little bit about the music that you got out now that's coming? I know you got some exclusives coming.
We got a new album coming called Cali Ranks Present the Living Legends, and I call it that because I got so many legends on it. I got Chris Brown on it, I got Lauryn Hill. People know I did a joint with Lauryn Hill back then, but we got a new remix of a joint and shit, that's dancehall, because we head into that Caribbean vibes. You got, you know, it's hip-hop. I got, you know what I'm saying, I got New Love. I got Fredro Starr, I got Sticky Fingers, I got Rampage, it's legends, Bridget. Legends, just legends. That Femi label growing. You know what I mean? And I got the legend.
The legend, right?
Canibus.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
And he's so humble, bro. He's so humble. You know, that's the thing. You know, you listening to him rash out, and you know, you see what he do, and then you just see him, man, and you be like, character and class.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get character and class
That's a
both
classy dude.
in this industry a lot, bro.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
That's real. That's real.
And a couple platinum joints. We talking about platinum. Can I get that platinum? I'm a little short on bread. Can I get that album, man? Break that up and see what the sales gonna be on that. You know what I'm saying? I can use that.
That's love. That's God blessing us as we go along. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We still got a lot to offer, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to pretend to be nobody else. We could be grown-ups and just bring good music. You see me? So that's what it's about.
Tell me about the tour. Where you headed next? I know we hitting Manchester, and then the tour is on its way, man. Sean has filled me in, and you know your manager. I mean, this brother, man. We built a rapport, right?
That's a hard worker.
And let me be clear. Not only is he a hard worker, man, but you can build an understanding with him. You know what I mean? And a lot of managers could learn from that. Because I didn't, you know, talk to a lot and dealt with a lot. Not everybody's able to communicate.
Yeah.
He can communicate.
Right.
That's success.
Yeah.
But go ahead, break it down for me.
Yeah, we honestly, we going step by step. We got a lot of plans in mind, but they so spread out, we don't want to start throwing stuff up in the air. We kind of keeping it like the album, you know what I'm saying, somewhat of a secret, because, you know what I mean? But Sean, behind the scenes, Sean could fill you in some stuff.
All right, let me look out, man. Let me look at somebody in the crew. Get on top of these secrets. Let's get somebody out there, get me buzz in my ear, get me an ear mic, and get to the secrets. Okay, let's try to get Sean. Sean's gonna come up. Is that what we're talking about? Let's get a second. Just walk on through. This is live, man. This is live. They know what it is. This is live. You know, let's just, why don't you tell us a little bit about this work. He might rock the mic the way he's standing there. You know what I mean? But tell us a little bit about the industry from your point of view and working with these men.
I'll tell you, the industry is a very, very. The industry
live. Remember.
The industry is very, very uptight in my vision. I've seen it. I mean, the industry is always moving at all costs. You know, and the biggest thing is that I notice in the industry is, you know, when you have a great team and a loyal team, and you have a collaboration of great artists, you can make mountains move, literally mountains move, like with Cali. Canibus, you know, we've done shows with Black Rom, you know, Miss Stephanie Adler, she always kills it. Can't wait to hear her voice. Oh my God, whew. But with that being said, I mean, you know, the message needs to be in the industry, and I got to tell the local artists as well. You know, you got to build together. You can't hate on other people in the industry. You can't hate on your other artists. You really have to work together to make mountains move, because this industry is not going to give you anything. You have to fight for every ground that you take. And I'll tell you right now, our team always fights no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're an OG, been in the game for 20 years or 30 years, or being the new rapper that just wrote the first rhyme. You have to grind and you have to fight. And you have to take what you got to do, and you have to do it as a team, as a unit, you know, and you can't hate on other people, because it takes a lot of guts and a lot of integrity to get on that stage and say your words from your people.
Now check that out, right? I might market that. I'm going to get that edited and put that out, and I'll send you some residuals from that, right? But that's what we got to do. So what I want to do is let you introduce the piece that the sister will start with. You all, let's be clear something here. If you've been sleeping on, what's the word? If you've been sleeping on Somerville Line, if you've been sleeping, don't wake up, because something about to happen down here. Somerville Line is not just your little community station. Something is going down here. We about to turn this up. You talk about turn up, we turn it up. So tell us, introduce that for me.
Well, a very young freshman, you hear me? Stephanie Adler. Yeah, this joint is called, which one you doing? Doing time? Yeah, man. This is doing. She got a lot, bro. She got a lot coming. That's the up and coming one right there. You know what I mean? Don't have time. That's the name of this joint. You know what I mean?
Well, we got time for her, and let her do her thing. Let's get her up here. Let's rock with Miss Stephanie.
Rock them like
Live TV too. Live TV.
Live TV,
They want it
baby.
live, right?
That's what they want.
They want it live. We want it real.
Check
Get the mic. Let's get this mic.
Mic check.
Mic up. Okay.
It's coming here.
All right.
Alrighty.
Who's on the mic? Bet.
Mic check. There you go. Hey, hey.
It's called
Okay.
Like, yeah.
That's how I like it. That's how I like it. Whenever you're ready, let it play. Like this. Let's go. It's time to run now. Gotta do for yourself. Let's go. It's time to run now. Gotta keep it moving. Gotta keep it up. I don't have time for your blah blah. Only money on my mind now. No more drama, no more drama, no more. And I suggest you take your lies to the next one in your line, yeah. Beware those men, content when the needs are met. Time for your blah blah, only money on my mind now. No more drama, no more drama, no more. And I suggest you take your lies to the next one in your line, yeah. Beware those men, content when the needs are met. They try to take my things, they try to steal my dreams as far as I can see. They can't take that from me. They took my music and used it, took my poems to lose them, took my lyrics and flipped them, but they'll never see me fall. Let's go, it's time to run now. Gotta do for yourself. Let's go, it's time to run now. Gotta keep it moving, gotta keep it up. I don't have time for your blah blah, only money on my mind now. No more drama, no more drama, no more. And I suggest you take your lies to the next one in your line, yeah. Beware those men, content when the needs are met. I don't have time for your blah blah, only money on my mind now. No more drama, no more drama, no more. And I suggest you take your lies to the next one in your line, yeah. Beware those men, content when the needs are met. Who will never see me fall, see me here, I'm standing tall. All these songs I wrote them all, they can't take that from me. They took my music and used it, took my poems to lose them, took my lyrics and flipped them, but just know I wrote them all. Let's go, it's time to run now. Gotta do for yourself. Let's go, it's time to run now. I don't have time for your blah blah, only money on my mind now. No more drama, no more drama, no more. And I suggest you take your lies to the next one in your line, yeah. Beware those men, content when the needs are met. I don't have time for your blah blah, only money on my mind now. No more drama, no more drama, no more. And I suggest you take your lies to the next one in your line, yeah. Beware those men, content when the needs are met. Yeah, no more, no more, no more drama. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Where did
Stephanie Adler coming at you, huh?
Coming at you.
Didn't even see that coming. Didn't even see that coming. What? And that was the extra? Come on, man. Cool, that was the extra? We're doing good up here right now. Now, we know when we get to other legend, let's hear from the man, Mr. Cali Ranks. We are bringing it to you. Get getting these live performers. Come on. Turn the music
yeah,
up.
man, I have to turn up the music
Right.
and leave it up.
Right.
Jesus.
And leave it up.
Man, you're stingy with it, beat, right? Cheer. You know, you already know, man. Can I bus? Can I bus? Can I bus?
Yes.
Respect.
Respect.
Miss Stephanie Adler, much respect, man.
Yes.
Feel me? We're there, man. Yeah, Mr. Third Eye. Enough love, enough love.
All love.
Yeah, man. Miss Wilkes.
All love.
Tell them turn it up, turn it up. Yeah, man. Bang it out, man. Make we do it real quick. The OG there. Yeah. Which camera on? You or you? You.
Red.
Yeah, man. Born ready. Yeah. Now my voice loud, Bridget. I have to turn up this bomber clad. Watch it.
Turn it up.
Original, take it, tell a punk, come get it. Run up in a Mac 10 or a Uzi. Anything come with us, nah, say me sorry, can't count on finger. Me little finger, so we kill them all. Take it and kill them. Kill them all. Turn it up, kill them all. Kill them all. Turn it up, man. Yeah. Kill them all. See them. Kill them all. We use my lyrics and murder them. Kill them all. Easy. Tell them sorry for lava mouth to run. Come test Cali fit like a panda. Always ready for those something dead no beer. We tell them tomorrow. Right now me busy getting ready. If you gonna take a next body back ready long time. Who see the millimeter in me holster? Gone in a hurry up. Don't slip up. How you will get chip up. I'm fling up in a alley, hallelujah. Savior. Two gun me carry one extra one. For weakness, so see me them no system and a mercenary. We just kill them all. Take it and kill them. Represent by you like kill them all. Me tell them kill them all. Kill them all. Take it and kill them. Kill them all. We use the lyrics and slaughter them. Well, on a sec, then tarnish up with name, they want to tarnish. Here's a warning early out. Watch your step. Yeah, man, yeah, man. Wheel that, man. Can I, boss? Just a sample. See? Yeah. Yo.
And here he is.
Wheel that up, man.
Here
That
he
music
is.
is too low, Bridget.
Here he is.
Oh,
we're going to get somebody on that. Turn it up if it's too hard for their ears.
I feel
Hey,
me.
Wally, tell them to keep it up.
Yeah. And them like them flat with just
Mr. Canibus.
Kill them all. Watch out my youth, kill them all. We use the lyrics and murder them. Kill them all. We tell them, kill them all. Take it and kill them. Kill them all. This is the TV shot. Kill them all. We use the lyrics and murder them. Kill them all. Original, take it, tell a punk, come get it. Run up in a Mac 10 or a Uzi. Yeah, man. Can I boss in the place, man? We give thanks,
Yes.
man. DJ Third Eye, man.
Yes.
Yeah, you know we got enough music on that,
Yes.
brother.
Yes.
Yeah, respect.
Yes.
Can I boss? Touch it, man.
Come on,
Hey yo,
man.
before y'all get into my joint, I just wanted to say peace to our Fema music. You know what I'm saying? We came out here to rep that. You know what I'm saying? I want to say peace to what's the word. It is the word out here. That's right. You know what I'm saying? To the fullest, right? Third Eye, you know the words what he was saying. You know, you really can't go wrong with what he's doing. What he's doing is each one teach one, and that's an old school term, but it means so much today in 2019. You know, everything that we do in hip hop, it's a culture. It was a lifestyle. It was something that we built from scratch, and now it's worldwide. It's global, and you know, you gotta love what these little youngins do with it, man. I mean, we raised them, right? We gave them things to dream about. We gave them concepts to think about. We didn't create the problems in the world, but we tried to help fix them as best we could. And yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the whole Boston, Massachusetts, New England vibe. You know, we got this Afemi music thing going. Cali got that album coming. The Legends joint. You know, Stephanie got her project. Me, I always got something. I think I got the full spectrum dominance available tomorrow. You know, just Google that. You know, whatever. Go get the old records. I'm gonna perform a record that's somewhat old. It's more than 15 years old. It's 15 years old, but the thing about it is, you could say that it's still kind of futuristic, because you know, these things are on the cusp of happening, and yet, you know, it's 13 years old, 15 years old, and I'm gonna perform that for y'all today, right now, and you know,
let's get it.
Yeah, let's do the damn thing. It's called No Return, by the way.
Keep it turned up.
Yeah, turn that up. 2, 1. Yeah, no return. Come on, y'all.
No return.
Yeah.
No return.
What's the word? No return.
Yeah, scientists gather in a secret place with a date. They photograph the Earth from space and saw my face. They tried to translate the innate Asiatic shape before the final earthquakes came, but it was too late. Only 1/8 of the human race escaped to space. They were chased by flying phenomena to the lunar base. Flotillas of space centers, lasers probe the entrance. DNA code sensors reject old genetics. I presented my cosmic clearance to a patrol of medics. I was injected with sodium pentothal. The question, I relayed the message the way I was trained to remember it. I showed them the keypad code and told them to enter it. I told the rest alphanumeric buttons were sensitive. He snatched it out of my hand and started to pressing it. I told him detonation was definite. If he kept it and he never quit, he just lost his temper and flipped. I bowed my head like I guess this is it. My ears popped, the music stopped, and I couldn't hear shit.
Yeah, no return, y'all. What's the word, y'all? There's no return. Yeah, Rip the jacket, y'all. No return. What's the word? I'm feeling music. Please observe. No return. What's the word? Yeah.
The driver
Wagner in front and opened the door. He said his name was Muhammad Jamal and he'd be with me till fall. He said the escort service to call and the package would be waiting for me at the window. I said thanks. He ran around and put him in the front. Then he ran around to the front, stabbed it again, pulled on slow, had it down his window. Asked me if I minded if he smoked. I said no, joke off, put my headphones off. Then I swallowed the tablet and sold off. With the sleeper, woke up feeling kinda lost. I asked him what the weather's been like lately. He said he doesn't mind the heat and hates the AC. Said he had a son who was 18 and made beats, and I happened to be his favorite MC. I said for real, that's crazy. I meet him later. Yo Jamal, could you please do me a favor? When we get to the corner, stop at the bodega. Hopped out the car, walked inside. The sword stereo was playing Feliz Navidad. Got a pack of condoms and walked to the back of the line. There was 3 Taliban that was talking very loud. When we reached in his backside, I pulled out a Beretta gun. The last word I heard myself say was a 4-letter one. No return. Drama's never done. No return. That's the word. The I is third. No return. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah. Yeah. No return. Full spectrum dominant, y'all. Yeah, I'm feeling music. Yeah. I heard the ringtone of the red phone. Headquarters informed us there was an explosion in the red zone. We were ordered to get ready to go and to get into our bioweapons protective gear and clothes. I rode shotgun, my partner Ramirez drove. GPS control gave us coordinates where to go. Soon as we got there, I could feel the hot air. For a second I stopped and stared, there was cops everywhere. Told them we gotta get a square perimeter clear. We had an order till nightfall, so light some flares. I said a 30-second prayer and ran to the second tier. The lifter was there, then I waved my hand up in the air to signal that it was clear before I ran upstairs. I could barely see, smoke was so thick in the air. I was visually impaired, but started to get scared. I heard a woman scream for help, but I couldn't know where. Started screaming back, I'm not gonna leave you here. Saying to myself, damn, it's hard to breathe in here. Searched the rooms one by one like fuck my lungs. Ramirez said the fire truck got stuck by the front. I crawled all the way through the foyer to the end of the hallway and seen her on the floor next to the hallway. I was half unconscious, but I just ignored the pain. Helped her to her feet, and she had an arm in a brace. All this starlight black stuff was all in her face. I radio Ramirez coughing and trying to explain. I heard him say something to me like it's all in flames. There was ceiling debris falling all over the place. I looked in the eyes, she looked in the mind. It was strange. Then I blinked for the last time and never saw her again. Yeah. No return, y'all. That's the word, y'all. The I is third, y'all.
Cali ranks, y'all. What's up, Steph? Yeah. Hey, peace, Boston. We love y'all. Peace.
Slow. True. Oh, man. Oh, man. Huh? See, it's a gathering. It's a gathering. Listen, we got 5, right? And in that 5 right there, man, Canibus, you know, just being here, my brother, just showing up on scene, just having, you know, Cali ranks up in here, man. Come on up here. Nah. My show don't end till my show end. You feel what I'm saying? But
hey, y'all, don't throw that. I look like a really young version of Craig David.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Craig David from Dead Presidents.
Okay, if that's going to bring me some paper, rehire me as a younger version when they reshoot that. You know? But, nah, listen, you know, a real shout, man. You know, my girl Spine and Doug, and, you know, just the love of the family. You know, I just had it. Man, I hate, you know, not hate to say that, man, but, you know, I'm in that grandfather zone. You know, I just had a brand new one, so shout out to my new granddaughter that's coming here, and a big shout out, man, just for you guys being here, and my niece then had a brand new baby, you know, so life has been good return, and I feel like upon my return, I'm returning back to the essence with the brothers that I want to do it with, man. You could go out here, you could get a whole bunch of young names, man. You know, man, you can get out there and do that, man. But when you can come back to your root and come up, that's the blessing for me. You understand? So I'm thankful. What's the word is thankful? The people working here, we appreciate you. The people that's running these cameras, we appreciate you. The people that's working down here, you know, let's get a shout out to them. Let's get some love for them. You know, Tina, I see you, great job. You know, this thing can happen, and it's about putting each other on. You know what I mean? And we really want to make sure that everybody understands if they can step here and do this, and you know, we dealing with legends here. We're not Canibus. We can say what we want to say, bro, right? But there are brothers in the pen that's going to get this. We caught up in them little confines of those cells, and we rock into that. We know your music. Don't make me respit all your joints. You feel what I'm saying? But we know this music, man, and just it's a blessing to have you here, bro, and just to come to town. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping we'll have the opportunity to bring you back to town. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping to have the opportunity for brothers like Wally Sparks for you all to unite, connect, you know what I mean, and make this link, because it's, you know, they say it's the weakest link, but I don't believe in that. I believe you duplicate the strongest link in the chain, you won't have no weak
we all
links.
need each
You
other,
feel me?
man. That's real.
So won't you all, you know, close it out for me? You close it out for me.
I wanted to say the third eye, like earlier you were asking what is it, how could you impart to a lot of the brothers that maybe, you know, they're trying to get on, trying to get their music heard, trying to break through that glass ceiling or those barriers that they have. I remember it like it was yesterday for me. What it is, you know, it's so hard to remember all those rhymes. Just got to break down and just say it. It's so difficult, you know. Right. I remember seeing Rakim perform some of the titles from the late '80s at the House of Blues, and he performed it as if it was just
yesterday.
Right. And so, you know, every MC wants to strive to be able to do that. I got to just break down and tell y'all I can't do it like that anymore. Right. There was a time when I was peaking, and that peak was that zone, that energy, that determination, that ambition that was there, that I can see it in the eyes and feel that energy coming off of a lot of the youth that's out there. And what I want to say to them in order to give them a little, comfort them with what they're doing, because what they're doing is, I mean, it's not impossible, but it's a difficult task. And what I wanted to say to them is that when you sit down and you pen your music and you write your verse or your poetry, or even when you're a producer and you're doing composition, you need to first try to think about the idea that when you're making your music, it's coming from your core, it's coming from within, and you're making the music almost as if it's an echo to the creator of his creation. You're not really making the music for the financial benefit or the drive, the spark where it came from. It was wanting to let the creator know you made me, you know, in spite of all the hardships, the obstacles of what it took for me to be here. Because, you know, Mom Dukes had to carry you for 9 months. There was always difficulty in getting there, and then now you just want to go throw your whole life and rap. See, so you got to always remember you're really only just being an echo chamber for the creator, you know. So when you make your music, don't ever think that if you don't make it to a certain plateau that you failed, because the creator has always been able to accept what you put forth. And once brothers realize that and look at it that way, it'll take the pressure off of, it'll take some of the pressure out of hip hop, even like just the being competitive to a detriment. I mean, let's compete, but let's not turn it into something where, you know, you're throwing away the jewels that we put down for you, you know, because every record is not a tear your head off record. There are records in there where there are jewels in there. There are things in there that raise you, that make you a better man.
And there's love, right?
That's right. It started there.
Right.
You know, so always remember you making that music. You're an echo chamber for the creator. You're his creation, and so, you know, that's what. Now I know where y'all are at, but I was there. All of us were there. He was on Def Jam, man. Def Jam, you know, biggest label in the world. You know what I mean? You know, what y'all making the music for is, what you did was you spoke about who you were gonna be, what you were gonna do, and what happened was now you gotta prove it. So you end up finding yourself behind the 8 ball, trying to follow through with what you said you were gonna do.
True that.
So you want the record to come on the radio, because if it don't come on the radio, it ain't real. But that's pressure that you're creating for yourself, when really originally you were only making the music to be an echo chamber for the love of it. You're just an echo chamber of creation. That's all.
Facts, Rude Boy.
Yeah, there's no pressure. No pressure. Don't if you write 1,000,000 verses and they're all crazy, or you make beats, you make 1,000,000 beats and they're all crazy, and you don't ever get one plaque, or you don't ever, you know, get to perform it anywhere except for church. You got to still be grateful and know that you did succeed. You won. You know, you were able to be an echo chamber. That's right. It was unique. It came from you, and no one forced you to do it. It came out of you. You wrote that. You made that. That's what music is. You know, I wanted to say that to just take the pressure off of these brothers, man, because, you know, sometimes, man, I was there. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Shit is too real, though. That's too real, bro.
But it's authentic. It's authentic. You know, that's one of the things. If you really listen to something Canibus just said, it was authentic. You know how many people out here can't face themselves and say, I don't do it the way somebody else do it. You know what I mean? My performance might not go the way you want it to go. I can't remember all that because I'm a legend. A legend not going to remember all that. Jesus is not going to come back and remember everything. He just rocking. You understand what I'm saying? Not that, but you still come and you're authentic about it. You're not up here rocking 50 chains and, you know, your persona is, your money's flashing. You just talking, bro. And that's what matters. That, you know, that's what keep it real was supposed to mean, what it does mean, and that was real, right? So on the way out, man, you know, Bust, if you could, because I asked the same of Cali, is look at that camera and say something to these brothers that's in them pens, that got this hope, you know, and I seen it, bro. You know, it's bad. And it's when you're in prison with the grandfather, the father, and now the son, and then the son's kid in that 32-year span, it's painful, you know what I mean? And so, like I said, part of this is going to go back to them. If you could tell them anything you wanted to tell them something, bro. Whatever you want to tell them, but tell them directly what you want to tell them. Whatever encouragement you have, because you didn't encourage us. I'm encouraged.
I want them to know that in spite of how it feels, everything that their senses are telling them, we're all in lockdown. You know, the difference between what's happening is they build the prisons around us on this side of the fence. And I want them to know it's difficult. We didn't forget about our loved ones, you know, Todd Ellaby, 455, 4112. Like, we didn't forget about our loved ones. It's just they have built it around us while we get up and go to work every day, or they just built it around us. But we're locked in too. And so, you know, we didn't forget. It's difficult out here too. You know, I mean, you would think that if you're away from music and you say, well, if I get down there, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get, yeah, but then you gotta come deal with this mess that's out here. You know, so like I said, the creator, try to have a connection with you and the creator. That's the only thing that's gonna console you, you know, with your poetry, with your music, with your dreams, you know. Because this is just a blink of an eye, man. We just visiting here. We're not here to fix all these problems, man. You know, we just visiting. So, you know, make the best out of it. And, you know, God bless you, man. God be with you. God walk with you. The creative spirit walk with you. We love you out here.
Now that's what's real. That's what's real. Well, listen, I'm sure, you know, I ain't got the signal yet, but I know the signal's coming, so you can tell me where we at. But if you didn't know what the word was, right? The word is real. The word is here. The word is cannabis. The word is Cali Ranks. The word is Stephanie. The word is here. The word is Somerville Line. The word is Wally. The word is Vid. The word is the people in here putting this together that could have been doing anything else. That's the word. We here. You know what the word is. My peoples, they in town. Shout out, man, to Big Chuck. Shout out to those that I got love for, that give me love. And also a special shout out that, you know, to a cousin of mine, Michelle, who's dealing with cancer, and my man, Troy. Cancer, you know, it has a way of attacking our people, but you're stronger. So just remember that. So anybody fighting any form of illness that's attacking you, know that you're strong. And those of us that have taken losses, I always try to end with this. What is beautiful never dies. Keep that in mind. Peace. We out. Love.
Yeah.
That's the word. One.
Shout out to PW, BW, Stallone. I love you, Zara, Jules. You know, everybody in the Williams family, man. Peace, yo. We love y'all, Boston. Peace.
And that's the show.
Respect.
Respect.